Most people who start using Claude make the same mistake on day one. They open the wrong product for the job, and it's not their fault. Anthropic has 3 different products with very similar names, and almost no one explains what makes them different. So before we do anything else, I want to spend 5 minutes fixing just that. Because once you know which tool does what, everything else becomes a lot easier. Alright, so let's take a look at the whole ecosystem from a high level. We have Claude products here, and at the top we have Claude AI Chat, Claude Cowork, and Claude Code. Let's start with Claude Chat, and this is probably the one that you're most familiar with. Claude Chat lives inside of Claude.ai, and you can use it in the browser, on your phone, on a desktop app, and all you need is a free account to get started. And this is where 90% of your work is going to happen. So as you can see here, you'll be able to start writing, editing, proofreading, summarizing and researching for any professional topics that you may want to look into, drafting emails, professional communication, thinking through problems and coming up with systems on how to solve those problems, uploading any files to analyze. Claude Chat is your product. I use this almost daily, if not daily, and I use it in my business, for my work, even for my personal life. Claude Chat is perfect. Now, what's a neat feature that no one really spends a lot of time digging through and talking about is Claude Projects. And this is where you're able to isolate exactly what you're trying to do without the context of your other chats. So I have a previous video on the beauty of Claude Projects, but essentially Claude Projects is just a container for a particular task or project that you're working on. I'll have a link to the Claude Projects video in the description below, but just keep that in mind when you think of Claude Chat. Claude Projects is also relevant. And in this curriculum, I will have the first 3 projects dedicated to Claude Chat and Claude Projects. So you'll get more understanding and like a deeper understanding of how it all works. And one of the big things that you'll learn there too is how to provide Claude with all the context, the perfect prompts to get the output that works best for you. Okay, let's now look at Claude Cowork. Claude Cowork is on your desktop, so it's a desktop app. Claude can access your files, run any task, manage folders. It automates workflows, that's where it shines a lot. It's great for repetitive tasks that take up a lot of your time, that it's pretty explicit what needs to be done, and you're able to build a workflow with Claude to never think about that task again. It's so repetitive that you want essentially a robot to do it over and over. And the beauty of Claude Cowork is also that you can schedule these tasks and you'll never have to think about it again. So I have 2 projects that will be dedicated to Claude Cowork and for you to build mastery around using it. That'll be projects 4 and 5. And lastly, we're gonna look at Claude Code. Claude Code is essentially a developer in your toolkit, and it's great for writing code. It can be accessed through a terminal, which just sits in your Mac OS, and also an IDE, basically a place where you can write code. It's great for anyone looking to build a quick prototype and build a real-world app that can be used in production. I've built prototypes, I've built apps that are in the App Store, and I've used Claude Code predominantly. I would say that the barrier to entry is a little higher than Claude Projects and Claude Chat and Claude Cowork, but it's not impossible. I think if someone has the the right context, the right prompts, and clear instructions for Claude, they can also start to build prototypes and real-world applications with real users who are paying for that product. So at the moment, this curriculum does not contain any Claude Code projects, but if there is enough interest, I can go ahead and build that, and I can take you from beginner to more comfortable using Claude Code in a professional way. So that's just my high-level understanding of Claude products, from Claude Chat all the way to Claude Code, that I wanted to share with you all. And my community will have a lot of this project-based learning, so you can go from complete beginner with no experience to assets that you build out throughout the course that you can build upon and feel more comfortable bringing these tools and skill sets to your work. So one thing I want you to take away from this video is that when you're working on something, you just need to ask yourself one question: what am I doing here? And if the answer is thinking and writing and building systems, Claude Chat might be your best opportunity. If you want to automate a workflow that you already know about and you're pretty clear on what needs to get done, Claude Cowork may be the best tool for you. Now, if you want to write code or review any code in a code base or start your own little prototype where you're using code to like build something and maybe it needs to be on a website, Claude Code might be something to look into. And once you have that framework of, okay, what am I looking to do? What's the right tool for this? You're already 95% of the way done. And yeah, that's essentially what I wanted you to take away from this video. Okay, so this is Project Zero. Now you know the landscape. Claude Chat is for thinking and writing, Cowork is for automation, and Code is for developers. This puts you way ahead of most people who just stumbled through Claude and wonder why it's not as useful as they expected. You're starting with the full picture. So your next step is to complete the setup steps in the README, and then I'll see you in the next project. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the full 5 project curriculum is free in the school community. Everything is in there, from the projects, the prompts, the community to ask questions in. Link is in the description. I'll see you inside.